Hello listeners, welcome back to another session. Today I'm super excited to bring to you Michael Burns, an Indy Pro Wrestling referee, who takes us through his journey in the world of Indy Pro Wrestling, specifically death matches. Now there is strong language and some gruesome subject matter, but man, this is a great conversation. So if you want a little peek behind the curtain of wrestling, tune in. And for all you fans out there, you can catch Mike and a ton of talented wrestlers with XPW's Drive-In Massacre in Newark, New Jersey at the Hart Ballroom, November 25th. And you can catch on IWTV the No Ring Show Whiteout, December 9th. All links are in the show notes, so tune in and enjoy. Welcome to IPA Sessions. Welcome to IPA Sessions, a podcast for independent artists. This is a place where me, your host, Kay Jacob, likes to help provide inspirations for practical application and entertainment. Once again, I'm super excited because I have someone from the wrestling world. I love my wrestling. You guys know this. We had Hardcore on recently who talked about the death matches, and I got a very special friend of his, a guy who's become a friend of mine. I'm so excited to have him on the show. This is Michael Burns. He is a professional indie wrestling referee for death matches. He works for Extreme Pro Wrestling, XPW, and Ruthless Pro Wrestling, RPW. Please welcome to the show, Michael. Say hi.
Hey, Jacob. How's it going? I'm stoked to be here. I'm a big fan and ready to talk some deathmatch wrestling from the guy in the stripes.
I love it, dude. I'm so excited because a lot of people probably don't know this, but referees, when it comes to wrestling, it is the one unique thing about wrestling is the referees and the wrestlers have to work hand in hand. So you're right there, man. You're right there in the action. You probably know how this stuff's going to play out. You got to do safety calls. Dude, please tell me all about this awesome world of refereeing and tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
All right. So, let's just start. I've been doing this referee thing for over a year now. My rookie year just coming to a close recently. And I got into it late when I was 32 years old. I was going through some big life changes, trying to find something after I was trying to, kind of take a break from drinking and just like partying and the punk rock scene and stuff like that here in Buffalo, and just trying to find something to satiate my artistic side. And so I was just with a friend one day. I, had reconnected with him and he was starting a school. So I was just like, hey, man, is there any way I can crawl in a ring, maybe take some bumps, do some simple beginners training drills or something, and, see if this is even for me. At the time, I thought I was going to be a wrestler. But I actually, I got into it 32 years old. I start training and I thought I was going to be a wrestler up until in my training, they will have you referee just some really small indie shows just to get in the ring while the action's going and to really just try and get used to it all.
Yeah, because you as a referee, it's good to have that experience, that knowledge to know what the wrestlers are doing. And so it's something I wasn't aware of is that you guys train with the wrestlers because a lot of referees, even in the big shows, some of them are training. Some of them eventually become wrestlers themselves, or they just become incredible referees in the ring.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Well, that's why you see them taking bumps.
Exactly. And the ones, it's funny because I feel like the ones that take the shittiest bumps are usually the best wrestlers. Because as a referee, you're not really supposed to know how to fall clean. Like you're supposed to look kind of silly when you're doing it because you're just an official. You're not, to the crowd, You're not this trained athlete. But many of them, they are trained wrestlers or at the very least have gone through some kind of wrestling training. I'm no different. And the thing is, I kind of just go into everything at 150%. I kind of just, put on my mental blinders and just try to, get my tunnel vision and do as well as I can in whatever area I'm in. And at 32 years old, wrestling, I would have killed myself in 5 years. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body. Just for those not into wrestling, they just say like a match is pretty much equivalent to like a mild to medium car wreck. Like you're getting whiplashed around and it's you kind of just get calloused and used to it through the training and just through doing it.
And that's just basic wrestling forms. We're not even talking about the stuff that hardcore does where, jamming needles and stuff into your face and taking tubes over the back. Like, this is just basic wrestling forms. Like, it's a wear and tear on your body with simply wrestling. So yeah, it's a lot, man.
Yeah, it is a lot. Like, most wrestlers go in understanding, like, listen, by the end of my career, I'm most likely going to have CTE. I'm going to have to work out for the rest of my life to make all these ailments and injuries just like feel okay to walk. And,
Yep.
I probably would have just wrestled myself right out of the business in 3 or 4 years. I'm a 5'8" white guy covered in tattoos. Those are a dime a dozen in the wrestling business. So
Mhm.
I would have had to, do some pretty crazy shit or have some kind of really out there or connectable character to be able to set myself apart from everybody. And it's a really hard thing to do, especially like with the pool of wrestlers that are out there. There's so many wrestlers like just
Right.
coming up, and I just, it seems like every week I go on Instagram and I just find like 30 fucking wrestlers that are on shows, and I'm like, who are these people and where did they come from? So being a referee, I loved it the first time I tried it. It felt right. It felt like, as soon as I put the stripes on, like a perfect size glove was just being thrown right on me. I felt comfortable in the ring and feel really comfortable with the workers. So
Yeah. And, earlier I cut you off and I'm sorry about that. But earlier you were saying your first time you were doing some indie shows when you were training to be a wrestler. Let's pick back up over that with that story there. I'm sorry that I had cut you off and got a little sidetracked.
oh yeah, no, it's no worries. So yeah, doing these small indie shows. The guy I went to was a friend for, about 9 or 10 years beforehand. So I had no problem, asking him stupid questions or like, cause we had already had that connection. It's not like some guy that I looked up to in the wrestling business and I was nervous. So I got to get like a lot of my the things in my head that weren't cool in the wrestling business backstage for etiquette and stuff. I really got my hand held because a friend was teaching me that. But then I get into school, and it didn't last for too long. I got past my beginner stage. My trainers had told me at a point, like, all right, you're good to take referee bookings. Like, go out on the town, make your connections, and just try to do what you're doing in the referee world. I was still training to wrestle at the time. So what had happened, the rift, and, depending on who you ask, I either, quit school or got kicked out. So at the same time, I had gotten injured. I was being kicked out of my house by my landlord, and just like going through some of the most stressful stuff in my life. And I couldn't afford my school. Obviously, I was out of work, and I, needed to find a house ASAP.
Right.
So my trainers, they just weren't cool with that. They were just like 100% wrestling 100% of the time. And so when that was going down, because I wasn't a member of the school, I knew I was going to come back within 3 months. So I was taking my referee bookings as they told me I could and planning them for months ahead of time. So I took bookings for XPW, Extreme Pro Wrestling. And, when I had told them that, they just were not cool about it. They were just like, no, you need to be enrolled in this school and be a paying student in order to continue your training and take bookings and everything. And I was just like, well, I can't afford it. I'm being kicked out of my house. I need to find a place to live. I'm out of work because I got injured at work. And it's just like, it was such a hard time that I essentially had to, take it aside and be like, am I going to take steps back, cancel what I had worked for, and just fall in line even after these guys said that I could take my own bookings? Or am I going to stick to my guns and say, fuck this, I'm going to be a referee without a school and just, try my best to let my work speak for itself? And I don't know. I always stick to my guns. I just don't like people telling me what to do when I feel like it's not a decision made with love or with my best interests in mind. but like it's a decision made on them getting money and them, seemingly want to kind of control me and my career while telling me at the same time they're not trying to control me or my career, like tons of
Well,
like gaslighting and
little
stuff.
double standard. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, even after I had gotten injured, like it just seemed like they didn't give a fuck about my wife and I. My wife was training with me as well this entire time. She was a referee, and it all like came to a head one time when my two trainers were training this one guy in the ring. It was only my wife and this other student at the time. The other student was one of the trainer's brother-in-laws. So what was going on was my wife they were doing their warm-up exercises and everything, and then they were starting their first training program with the brother-in-law. My wife was sitting on the apron for over an hour waiting to get in, and they have 2 to 3 trainers working with one person in the ring this entire time. And we were just like, yo, they don't even like see her standing there. They don't even notice. All they give a shit about is their brother-in-law and, kind of getting him trained. And
now, real quick, just to jump in, would you say in this world of training that is a normal thing or an abnormal thing?
It's an absolutely abnormal thing. Like every other training I've ever been to where it's a really small class where there's like 2 to 4 people in it. After you do your warm-ups, everybody's in the ring. Everybody's taking reps. Everybody.
Gotcha.
And the thing is, we were all on the same level, just about the same level of training at the time. So everything he was learning, my wife could have also been learning and, getting better at. But it just seemed like they didn't care enough to notice. My wife texted me as soon as she hopped off the ring. She told our trainer she had to go to the bathroom. And she texted me from the bathroom and was like, hey, I've been sitting there for over an hour. I was injured, so I was on the sidelines just watching the training. I did that for about a month while I had a sprained shoulder. And
dedicated, still showed up.
Yeah, I mean, I took like 2 weeks off, but, to get rid of the depression and shit. But yeah, I was in there 2 weeks after my injury from work and, still showing up, still trying to get the work. So she texted me from the bathroom like, hey, I don't really have a stomach ache. I'm just taking a break. I'm going to say I have a stomach ache and we're going to leave because I've been sitting on this fucking apron here for over an hour and I'm not getting anything out of it. So it was kind of at that time with all the shit I was dealing with and just like the neglect from training my wife and everything that we were just like collectively like, fuck this. We're going to get out of it. She needed an extended break from the wrestling business. Me, on the other hand, it lights a fire under my ass. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to let my work speak for itself. I'm going to be honest with every promoter and say, listen, I have trained, but if you call my trainers, they're going to tell you I'm a piece of shit. So here I am, warts and all, open book. You want me on your show based on my work I've done? I absolutely love it. If you don't want me on your show, based on what I've just told you, it is what it is. Appreciate the honesty or go with the words that are coming out of my mouth.
And clearly it looks like it's paid off for you because now you fully represent two extremely good indie professional wrestling promotions. I'm a huge fan of XPW. I watch a lot of their work. They're easy to find. I would honestly say XPW, in my humble opinion as a fan, is the stepping stone for the majority of major professional wrestlers today that start there and they end up going. It's like the stepping stone right before you make it into Impact, AEW, Combat Zone. It's that stepping stone. It's like it really hones your abilities. That's just my humble opinion. I am a big fan, so what do I know? I'm just a mark.
You're absolutely correct, though. It goes both ways too, which is really, really cool that I'm finding out in the wrestling business. It's like people use it as a stepping stone to try and get to TV because XPW is a name. There are eyes on it. There are people that matter that are watching it and checking out the show and checking out the talent on there. But then also in the opposite regard, there's people that may have been let go from TV for one reason or another. And, now they're on their comeback tour. I really hope, I don't like seeing wrestlers, on their way down.
Yeah.
But
Well, you say that, but I've seen a ton of wrestlers that have been on XPW that I've watched from. Specifically, I've seen wrestlers from the Impact, from TNA Impact. I've seen those guys. They've made a name for themselves. They're vets. They've been doing this for over 10, 15 years, and I've seen them come back to XPW. I've seen them work incredible fucking shows, incredible shows. They're just so badass, and to me, it's nice to see that heart and that passion. It doesn't feel like they're coming down. It feels like they're reinventing who they are. And even though they're vets, they're still reinventing themselves. So XPW is such a great brand and such a great promotion that helps these wrestlers become even more than what they already are. And it's like, yes, they may be established coming onto the show, so it helps the show, but it also helps that wrestler.
For sure.
It's like a rebranding in a way.
It is a rebranding. And XPW really just has that name recognition to where, like, if you put on a flyer somewhere like, hey, I've wrestled at XPW, like, some people will automatically go, whoa, that's a badass. Like, they fuck people up in that place. Like, right? You don't walk out of that place the same.
And let's not sleep on RPW. Let's not sleep on Ruthless, by the way, because Ruthless has also put on a lot of shows. Ruthless has been coming up in the indie world. They're almost in the same caliber as XPW itself, because and it's funny because XPW is really good at the death matches. They're really good at that extreme pro wrestling. Ruthless does a lot of shows like that, but I've also noticed Ruthless is really great about having like just professional wrestling, right? Like, what's the term? Your basic format, like just your good singles matches, your good tag matches. Like, they're very normal in that point. They're not always doing the extreme. Like, they don't just focus on the extreme, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So what I just say is, like, they're just wrestling matches. Like,
wrestling
matches. Like, there's one of my favorite female talents working today that I get to work with every time I go back to XPW, and Tessa Blanchard. I'll get to RPW in a second. But
it's okay.
She's one of those.
Take it at your own pace.
Yeah, she's one of those stars that you were talking about. That's from Impact and all that. And yeah, she. Wow, just her being in XPW, and she's kind of reinventing herself too. Trying to make it back on.
And a lot of people may not know she's been through the social media spotlight for a lot of things, and she's having to rebrand herself, which is a smart move. Like, yeah, it sucks. You may have made some mistakes. You fucked up. And you're having to rebrand yourself and really put yourself out there again to show who you actually are.
Yeah. And the thing I really like about XPW is they will take on that talent that has had controversial things happen in their past. And, a lot of people poo-poo on it because of it. But it's just like, I've never been uncomfortable backstage there. Using Tessa as an example, she's 28 years old. Like, I wasn't even doing this at 28 years old. I can't imagine being through all the controversial, shit talk on the internet that she's been through because of mistakes she's made at, like, what was she, 23, 24 years old? And coming through it. And
not just mistakes she's made, but actually owning it.
Yeah.
I can respect that. Like, yeah, she made some mistakes. She said some fucked up shit. She did some fucked up shit. She's owned it. She's making up for it. And she's trying to showcase who she really is now. And good for her. I like seeing redemption, especially when it's earned. It's redemption that you are honestly trying to be better. And that's all you can ask from people. Everyone's allowed to fuck up.
Yeah, XPW is so great for that. And that's why, I don't know. Let's go back to RPW. That I feel even more comfortable there. RPW is my number one home in wrestling. I absolutely love it there. I love the people there. I love the crew there. I love the vibe there. Ruthless Pro Wrestling is the future of deathmatch wrestling.
Oh.
We are building something so special there, and it's spearheaded by Chris, our promoter and owner and booker, and he's the guy if I ever say, I've had so many great people in this business really hold my hand and, like, baby me and take me aside and be like, talk to me like a human and be like, hey man, you made a mistake here. Like, sternly, but talking to me so I learn. And he's like,
it's criticism you need to hear.
Yeah. And he's one of those people that has really held my hand, babied me. I don't know. He must see some type of potential in me because he's been like this since day one. And just to let me on the inside of Ruthless Pro Wrestling and to suggest things for shows and, actually work on the inside of getting these shows run smoothly has been even more rewarding than I could ever imagine. And since I've been there, the shows have only gotten bigger and better. They've only gotten smoother running. This past show we did was kind of a festival thing where it was a whole weekend. It was called King of the Kill weekend in maybe Michigan. So we had unsanctioned pro there, which I got to work for. Thank you so much, Derek, for that opportunity.
Awesome.
I got to get in the ring with no fuckery, no glass, no weapons, and just go in there and referee some wrestling matches. And I had a blast.
I love that because that's how I've seen Ruthless is like, and don't get me wrong, the term Ruthless is very appropriate. Those guys are aggressive in that ring.
Yeah.
Those women are aggressive in that ring. It is good ass, aggressive, ruthless wrestling ass pro wrestling.
Yes, it is.
But I love that you stated like it's going to be the new home of deathmatch. So like they're not afraid to get bloody. They're not afraid to up the ante, but they also know how to put on a damn good show.
Absolutely. We just want to have a good vibe, have something for everybody in the independent wrestling business, with the main focus obviously being on deathmatch, but that's not what we're all about. Like there's so much character in some of these regular workers we have. We have guys like Schwartzy, who's holding our newly minted Kamikaze championship, who is just kind of a jack of all works when it comes to wrestling. Like he has a character. He is great in the ring. He can the ways I see when things might go a little wonky in the ring, just how he turns them around right away and works the crowd. We have people like in the tag team championships, Midwest Scum. They're not huge fans of getting into the glass, so I will referee their matches all day because I know I won't get something poking in my hand while I'm counting. But those guys are ultimately great professionals. They're a staple for Ruthless Pro Wrestling. They are our tag team champions, and two guys that I just love working with. They're just great people. Randy West, our Rust Belt champion. That's our hardcore deathmatch championship.
It's also a damn good title for a belt. I love that title name.
The Rust Belt, yeah. And the thing
Rust
that's
Belt.
awesome is our crew, which consists of 6 people, like really on the inside of Ruthless Pro Wrestling, they're mostly from the Toledo area. But with the name of the Rust Belt, myself being the only one in the Buffalo, New York area, I'm still part of it because, we got Detroit, Cleveland, and Buffalo right along the lake there. So I really love that. Randy's, she's way over 500 days as champion right now too. She's just fucking badass, man.
Right?
She just had a war with Remington Roar, who's also a staple and an absolute beast in RPW wrestling. It took her a taser to beat that man.
For anyone listening, by the way, pay attention to these names. Check out these wrestlers because I guarantee it. In the next year, within the next 6 months, you'll start seeing these faces pop up in bigger productions. You'll start seeing them showing up in other events. Oh, because the Forbidden Door is open now.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to enunciate these names very clearly and everything, because I'm already I've been there since January, so the last 8 months of me being involved with Ruthless Pro Wrestling, I'm already seeing a lot of their homegrown talent just blow up everywhere, not just in the Midwest, but going to the West Coast, the South, farther into the Midwest, and, on the East Coast and everything. One of our homegrown people, Tommy Vendetta, just won our King of the Kill deathmatch tournament, which was an absolute blast. And
I love a good tournament. You don't see it much, so I'm so happy to see that like there's tournaments still going. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Like we know it's pro wrestling. We understand predetermined sport, but they're putting their bodies on the line. And to do tournament style, who doesn't fucking love a good tournament style?
I mean, Tommy Vendetta and Dr. Redacted went through 3 fucking matches and each that night. And
I'm a big Dr. Redacted fan. I got his shirt. Man. I got to see him live. He's fucking amazing.
He is a sweetheart. He's one of my...
Oh, he's a big old teddy... Well, he's not big,
sorry.
But he's
I should keep kayfabe now that we're at... Oh, no, he's a crazy doctor. Don't fuck with him.
He's an insane asshole in the ring. I've watched that man do some crazy shit. I got piss thrown on me, all right? It was awesome.
Oh, my God. They had a piss jug for Mike?
They had a piss jug.
Oh, my God.
It was so great.
Shout out to Piss Jug Mike. He's one of our fallen members of the RPW family, unfortunately. Him and... also, SPO, I always want to, every time I do a podcast, regardless of where I'm at, Sean Patrick O'Brien passed away this past winter. And it's left a serious hole in the deathmatch community, especially in the Midwest and, through to the East Coast. He worked for ICW. He worked for RPW. When I started in RPW, I was supposed to work under him, and I was so excited to. But then I got thrust into, like, me being the regular on XPW and RPW, it all happened by accident and happenstance. Like, I'm not supposed to be here right now, a year into my career. I'm extremely grateful and have seized every opportunity and like gave it my all every time. But unfortunately, because of SPO's passing, that kind of thrust me into the role of just being the regular referee in RPW. And just in the 2 times I had met him, I had learned probably more than my entire time in training in the referee business. So I literally,
This is a lot.
I owe my entire career to Sean Patrick O'Brien. And I'm always going to tout him and keep his memory alive because, without him, there wouldn't be me where I am right now. And he's the one that my tryout for Ruthless Pro Wrestling. So in January, I went there. Chris knew I was a referee. He knew blah, 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 but he's a promoter. He wants to see me fucking work before he throws me in his ring. So understood. I was like, hey, what do you want me to do? I grabbed a broom. I was the broom guy, just cleaning up the glass and tacks and whatever in between matches.
Fucking working.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck it. I'll be the best broom guy you've ever seen. And then obviously he liked what he saw. I was there to the last swipe of the mop when the place was all cleaned up. And he said, hey, come on to the next show and let me see what you got, basically. I'll tell the referees to give you a match each, and we'll put you out there. I'll see you work in person. So there were 2 referees on the show, and Chris went up to both of them, told both of them to give me a match, but only SPO gave me a match. The other one did not. So,
I love that. That is on the job training. That is a live performance audition.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I mean, and if I fuck up there, I'm not going to work for the next 6 months because people are going to remember that. A lot of people are watching RPW on streaming on IWTV. Always check out our previous shows and the replays. They're all fantastic shows. But yeah, I mean, I just always want to keep SPO's memory alive. I love that dude. I miss him. And I never get tired of people. I never get tired of living in his shadow. I hope I get to the whole time because I got fucking robbed by not being able to learn under him and not being able to have my own SPO stories. And that's all I hear from all these guys in the deathmatch scene is how it's not the same without him. And, I'm always going to have my SPO armband on me for every Ruthless Pro Wrestling show. And go support his family. He's still got shirts up. I'm Deathmatch Worldwide. I think everything's going to his ma to distribute where needed, where he was helping out in his family. So check that out, support his family, and rest in peace, Sean Patrick O'Brien.
Yes, please, listeners out there, if you're a huge fan of wrestling or you're just a huge fan of great people, check out the links in the show notes. It'll take you to all these places that you need to go and support awesome people like SPO's family. And of course, other great wrestlers if you just want to buy their merch and support them.
Yeah, Deathmatch Worldwide has all the heavy hitters. They're missing a few because other people get their money elsewhere, but Deathmatch Worldwide is great people and they have great stuff. So just check them out for all their shit.
That's where I get all of my merch for our good friend Hardcore.
Yep, he's got a lot of shit on there. Yeah.
So much stuff. I love it. So proud of that guy. But back to you, Mr. Burns.
Okay.
Continue down this amazing road. This journey, man, this is great. I mean, just talk about falling right into it,
Yeah.
It is a shame that you didn't get a chance to train under someone so great like SPO, but you had that opportunity to be there. And like you said, just in those short little connections that you guys had, you learned so much more than you had in almost your whole year of training.
Yeah.
So that's incredible right there. And clearly everything is working out for you. You're doing really good. What has the lifestyle been like for you? What is the scheduling like for you? How does that work for you?
So the lifestyling and scheduling, I had been in like punk bands in my teen years and stuff, just doing little weekend tours and everything. But also at the same token, I didn't have a house that I owned. I didn't have a wife. I didn't have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I didn't have many responsibilities at that time. So, trying to do what I did the first time I was, going out on weekend tours and stuff, this time really, to just be crass about it, just fucked my life up. and threw it in a whirlwind and threw me in kind of a state of mania. Little sleep, forgetting to take my antidepressants or anti-anxiety here and there. And, so it all came to a head just like maybe a month ago, to where, I just took like a really introspective look at myself and I worked through it. My wife helped me so much. She's basically my babysitter, who is the one that's telling me, hey, you're between therapists. Did you try and look for one today? Or did you try and, just taking care of me in all the ways that I would never take care of myself.
For better or for worse, that's a damn good wife.
Absolutely. I would never have it any other way. And so I just got to this point to where she's like pretty much screaming at me to help myself, to help our relationship. So then, a few weeks into a nice little downward spiral, I finally got it fucking beaten into my head in a way I could understand it. I'm like, all right, so let's find a time when I was the happiest. It was like, okay, my wife was around constantly. Wrestling was still around constantly. Okay, great. We're going to make these fucking things work, regardless of what I have to do. My home and my family life, it's number one, not 1A. It's number one in my life, and wrestling is number two, distant number two. So what do I have to do in the wrestling world to make sure that my number one is always taken care of? And, just had a tough conversation. I'm still going through a lot of changes in my life, and really boiled it down to, I'm so lucky to be where I am in the wrestling business as a referee, to be able to kind of be on an inner circle and get to annoy a promoter about, my stupid ideas I have for his vision and his promotion. I'm very lucky to be in that position. And even in XPW, I'm very lucky to, just by way of me showing up to every show and giving it all I can, just, being a staple and a recognizable face for them. I was just like, all right, so I'm going to stop taking bookings just to take bookings to work. I do love doing that, and I will fucking take a backyard booking like it's nobody's business. I love just stretching my muscles and having fun and, keeping guys who might not have the best or the most training. Like that's more of a challenge for me. I got to keep these guys safe, and like anything can happen.
A lot of people don't realize that. I think the number one goal for most referees is that it's making sure everyone is safe.
These guys have tunnel vision. They're working on their performance. They're not going to see the things that I'm trained to see. They'll catch it just on happenstance a lot of times, but I'm the one looking at the ring, making sure it's clean. I'm the one looking at the time, making sure, wherever they are in the match is matching up with the time they have. I'm the one that has to make sure, like, if the crowd's dead, go up to them and be like, hey man, pull something out of your ass. You're losing the crowd. Like, and on top of that, doing my counting the shoulders and looking for submissions and everything. So yeah, so going back to, just trying to work things out. So now I pretty much have catered my career to Ruthless Pro Wrestling and Extreme Pro Wrestling, and I'm pretty much just working those two. So XPW runs every other month in New Jersey and every other month in LA. So, and then Ruthless Pro Wrestling runs every other month. Yeah, so Ruthless Pro Wrestling, I'm lucky to be there. They're throughout the Midwest. I've been to shows with them from Detroit to Chicago, maybe Michigan, and New Jersey. We did WrestleMania weekend. We're looking to go back to New Jersey sometime, hopefully this spring or summer. I don't know I don't even know if we have any information on that yet, but we're looking to make it back to the East Coast. We're back in Chicago on October 14th at the Berwyn Eagles Club. We are the only deathmatch promotion that has run there and been welcomed back to that historic wrestling venue. So I'm very proud of our work that was in Chicago. We stayed till 5 a.m, cleaning and vacuuming little pieces of glass out of that carpet and mopping that floor, and it was all worth it. I had a blast there the last time I went. It was a lot of fucking hard work, but it seemed like all of it paid off because the fine folks there welcomed us back with open arms, and that is I'm always appreciative of that in deathmatch wrestling, because the glass is scary, man. People are afraid of the glass. People are afraid of, people getting hurt or things getting damaged in their venue. So we always try to go in these venues and leave them the same way they were given to us to use.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So listen, I really appreciate you sharing who you are and what you do. Can I get a little peek behind the curtain? Can you give me some technical breakdown of what exactly you do as a referee? Any behind the scenes stuff you can discuss without giving away too much of the magic?
Absolutely. I can just give you like a quick bullet points rundown of just
I would love that.
my day in the wrestling business. So typically, depending on how far it is, I usually don't drive in the night before. I'm a wake up early and drive a bunch of hours the day of the show type of guy. So I'll just use XPW as an example because I do a lot more work for RPW that most referees don't do because, I love that place and I'll give them my blood, sweat, and tears. So when I go to XPW, shows are on Saturdays. I'm up Saturday at like 5 or 6 a.m. It's about a 5-hour drive from Buffalo to New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey at the Hart Ballroom, and we'll be back September 30th.
That's an iconic wrestling venue as well.
It is. And the thing is, I call that my home away from home. It's gleefully shitty in a charmingly shitty part of Newark. It's just so punk rock to me. That's the only way I can describe it. I just feel at home there. Every time I'm in the ring there, when I first step in for the first or second match of the show, I just take it all in and take a breath. And it's just like from that moment on, it's tunnel vision and I'm just there to do my job. But I always try to take that first breath to just appreciate where I am and just love the building and the space and the ring and, respect it kind of, give it its respect and it's just due. So anyway, so I'm driving there. I get there around anywhere between 1 to 4 p.m. Promoters tend to like on a regular, 8 p.m. bell time to be there around 3 to 4 p.m. So, but if not, if I'm there at 1, I'm there to set up the ring. Depending on who's there, I'm just by process of elimination of me being there a shitload of times. I'm usually a few times I got to head the ring crew, which is a blessing and a curse. I get to yell at people when they're not doing things the right way. But then again, if they're not doing things the right way, I have to fucking do them. So there's that. But it's always great when you put the ring up and then you get to be the first one to test out the ropes and run them and bump around in it a little bit. So, gratifying work. And then after I set up the ring, just see what talent's there, see what friends are there, hug everybody, shake everybody's hands, smoke a joint with somebody. That's usually my break time. Grab a
if you got them.
Yeah, grab a tall boy and a joint and just hang out for a minute with your friends. And then after that, probably around 4 to 5 p.m., the workers start coming in, the real talent that's putting their bodies on the line in there. And then you just kind of, at XPW and RPW, I've been heading up their referee teams the last few times. So, I get the card from either Rob Black at XPW or Chris at RPW and just find the referee, and I'm very liberal with how I do things. The safest and easiest way to do things is just odds and evens. If the other refs on my team, are guys that don't usually work with us, I'll take the brunt of the work to give them an easier day. So if it's an odd match schedule, I'll take the odds. And if it's evens, I'll usually do 2 in a row at one point, like an even number of matches or an odd number of matches, on the card. So if it's 7 matches, I'll be the one doing 4 and then the other guy will do 3 or something like that. And at XPW, there's always 1 or 2 matches that either one of the wrestlers requests for me to do, or the booker will be like, hey, this is going to be a crazy match. You are the deathmatch referee guy, the most tenured usually at XPW.
Yeah, you're really making a name for yourself then. You're getting requested. Yeah, so that's amazing.
If there's like a crazy deathmatch, usually they try to shoulder me into doing it. But I don't know. I still like working with my friends and everything. So I still try to, get the people I really want to work with and just try to work it out as safe as possible. Try and do every other match as much as possible, even if I'm missing out working with some great people. But yeah, and also, giving the other referees the chance to pick the matches they want to, because I work for these 2 companies. I'm going to be there until they tell me to stop showing up or until they go under. So like, I'm going to be working with this talent a lot. So there's there is always the future. I get to hang out with them backstage all the time, travel with them. So, other referees that come in, I'm just like, you know what, I have this opportunity more than you do, obviously, because I don't see you here as much. So here, what match do you want? And then we'll work off of that.
That's awesome.
So then I'll do that. We'll figure out the card, what referees are taking what matches. And then, just like a football team, we just, all right, break. Then we go on our own ways. We find the people that are in our matches. We say, hey, introduce ourselves, or, what's up? I'm your referee. If you need anything, here I am. Let me know when you got your finish. And,
Nice.
I'm pretty chill, whether they give me the finish right before we hit the curtain for the match or whether they give it to me right then and there. It's an easy thing to remember. I really love when I can catch two workers going through their match. It's one of the only times I'll interrupt them and be like, hey, do you have a finish? It's very rude of me, but a lot of times they will go through like the second half of the match. So I'll get to recognize even when we're gearing up toward the finish, or remember a couple spots where I'm like, oh yeah, this kind of sounded like a little bit of a dangerous high spot. I'll make sure to check on this guy as soon as he does this spot, type of thing. It
Nice.
just helps to know bullet points and where you're supposed to be. It helps with where you're supposed to be in the ring, to not get fucking hit with something, or just to not look silly.
Right. Now take me inside the ring. The match is happening.
Okay.
What little bit of magic can you tell me?
So I'm just the type of person, the more chaotic things get, the more focused on what I need to do I am. And which is a great thing in this business, especially in deathmatch in particular, because it's there's so much going on and there's so much more responsibility for the referee, because you don't want these workers to actually get hurt or get hurt seriously. It's deathmatch. They're going to get hurt. They're going to get cut. They're going to bleed. It's my job to make sure that that's minimal and it's as, behind the curtain Wizard of Oz tricks of the trade as possible. Like, gotcha. So if they get a bundle of light tubes thrown over their head, I have to try as fast as I fucking can to not get in the middle of what they're doing and clean up all this glass and get all these shards and prongs and stuff out of the way and stomp it essentially down to dust as fast as humanly possible, especially if I don't know the next spot they're going for, because I don't know, they could be landing back first in that pile.
I like that you brought that up about the stomping. I have been noticing, again, I'm a mark. I love wrestling, but I started noticing, especially since I've been talking to you, I'll see refs in the ring do these funny walks. Like it's this unique maneuverability, but you guys are so sly. Yeah, you're so sly about how you do it. And I was like, why are they doing it? And now I'm noticing you're right. It's usually after some kind of tube or something is busted, because you're powdering it down.
Yeah.
But you're not distracting anyone. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's watch for my foot slides the next time you see it. I've been really good
like
at
how you
that.
slide it out the
side.
side.
Oh yeah, I'll just like put my foot on it, and just in case, because I wear softer shoes than a lot of referees. I'm sure you've seen my silly gimmick pink shoes I have, but
I love them.
I've also just been a guy that's worn pink shoes my whole life for some weird reason. I think it's because men's sizes in pink shoes were always on clearance.
Right.
Because men don't be buying pink shoes, so I would always get the clearance shoes, and they'd always be the coolest fucking ones.
And look, if New Japan can have red shoes, the most talented referee, why not have, for deathmatch wrestling, pink shoes?
Yeah, and then there's a shout out to Shiny Shoes, who stole a gimmick, and I stole his gimmick. So it's
there
like we all got shoes gimmicks, different shoes. So, I'm a skater, so I'm always going to have a pair of pink Vans or Converse on. But yeah, so, that's a little something that I get to set myself apart. And I love deathmatch too, because I feel like my image as a referee as well, I'm covered in tattoos. I've got like full sleeves, legs from the thighs down, whole back, chest. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not a tough guy. I'm not trying to say I'm king shit and I can slap fight all you to the ground. But, it gives the image of like a grittiness and a toughness. And like, I don't look like those referees on TV. So you're not going to get TV wrestling.
Right. Well, and you may not be a tough guy, but damn it, you're pretty tough, because like even as a referee specifically in those deathmatch wrestling shows, you're slamming your hand down for the 3 count into broken shards of glass, tacks, all kinds of crazy shit that's in the ring. So take me through some of the injuries that you can sustain as a ref. Have you gotten a couple of scratches here and there?
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of nicks and scratches. The most nerve-wracking thing about being a referee, and I understand it from talking to a lot of the talent, is just they have tunnel vision on their performance. I have tunnel vision on my job. Like, my wife came with me to the last XPW show I did at the end of July, and she's like, "Oh, did you look up at me or see me or whatever?" And I'm just like, I don't even know you're there when I'm in the ring. Like, the crowd's not there. Like,
Wow.
Nobody's there except for me and the people that I'm working with. So,
and look, those wrestlers appreciate that more than anything.
I don't know. I love doing it. But so yeah, just inside the ring with all the fuckery and everything. Sometimes it fucking sucks and it does hurt. I hate thumbtacks. I had one match, my first big XPW show I did last November, so almost a year ago. And it was Sage Sin versus Ludark, and Ludark was fighting on the behalf of Cat Martini, who was the television champion. So Sage Sin has her gimmick with the
For the record, I love Sage Sin.
Me too, man. She is. I'm so bummed that XPW split East Coast and West Coast because I know she's on the West Coast, and I
got to see her live. She was incredible.
I know. I love working with her. She's one of my favorite. Her and her husband Kyle are two of my favorite fucking people to run up to and hug when I get.
And she's a mom now too, right?
Yeah,
she's a working mom. Like, she's a family.
Doing this while being a mom.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn,
like,
badass.
Talk
dude,
about
right?
badass.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I could never do that shit. Blind. And she went to the first handful of New Jersey shows I did, and like, that's across the fucking country as a mom. And like, I always run into them and they're Skyping with the babysitter or something. Yeah, her and Kyle are awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. So anyways, so she's got the trick or treat pail, and while I'm in the ring, I'm tunnel vision, so I fucking forget about the things I know as a fan, and I'm like, motherfucker, there's gonna be a shitload of fucking thumbtacks in that thing. I fucking hate thumbtacks because I like my gloves tight. So,
and that pumpkin bucket is not small.
No, there's a lot of tacks that come out of that thing. I don't know the number, but I don't appreciate it. So it was about midway through the match, probably. And these women are great. Ludark is from a lucha background, so fast.
She's also very incredible.
She is incredible. I got to do her versus Tessa Blanchard this last XPW show just for that fucking match. I'm telling you, it's a wrestling women's match.
Really good.
I got the best fucking seat in the house, and I tried to stand back and do as little as possible so I could watch as a fan.
That's incredible.
I was like, seriously, you ladies know what you're doing. I'll be there to count. I'm just watching some greatness right now. But so midway through the match, I go for a near fall, a 2 count, and 6 or 7 tacks in my hand. And no matter how much I try and do this, or the only thing that's going to get tacks out of your hand, if you wear your gloves properly enough to be able to do what you need to do, is if you take it off. And there's a lot more glass, and I'd rather... The tacks are already in my hand. They already fucking hurt.
It's already there.
Yeah, so it's like, whatever. I'm just going to be conscious of where the tacks are and not count over there again. So yeah, I had to do the second half of that match with 6 to 8 tacks stuck in my hand, doing more counts and just pounding them into my hand every time. That fucking sucks. Every time I see tacks, if you want some inside stuff to look at how I work or have a laugh, I straight up, this last show I did for Unsanctioned Pro, Alex Colon was in a match and he dumped a whole bag as soon as he took out the bag of tacks, I think I didn't know it was coming, and I straight up rolled my eyes and like, mouth, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, I was just not happy. There were no counts in the tacks, thank God. I didn't have to kneel in them either because they get in your knees too, and it's awful. And the only other injury I got, and this one was a bleeder too. It was just right on my fingertips. I had only refereed one match for POR Stunts in Virginia. because they had a couple referees, and I wanted to enjoy the show the first time I was there. Hardcore has worked there a couple times. He said, he had that big spot off the building into the lattice holding the tubes.
He's a goddamn maniac.
Yeah.
He's fucking insane.
Yeah, I wasn't working that match, but I'll be damned if I wasn't there to fucking check on him and Sinister right away, because that spot scared the shit out of me. But so yeah, I was there, and it was my fault. I was using gloves that were probably too old, had been washed too many times, worn down too many times. These gloves are $25-$30 each. And if you don't get the $25-$30 ones, you're just cheaping out and they're not going to protect you. So I'm just doing my doggy paddle, just getting a bunch of glass out after a big spot in a match. It was Tarzan Duran versus Sean Lawhorn. I'm very familiar with Tarzan. I saw Hardcore in a match with that guy. Yep.
You talk about fucking Macho Man Randy Savage reincarnated.
I refereed that match. I've worked with Tarzan probably just as much as I've worked with Hardcore. I love that man. I've worked with Sean Lawhorn probably just as much. Those three guys I've worked with so much. Great guys to work with. And yeah, I just got, I felt it as soon as it happened. I knew what it was. So it just sliced right across my finger all the way. And there was a jagged edge, so there was one big cut, and then it went like through skin and poked out another end. So I was bleeding like fucking crazy just because it was on my fingertip, and it was like deep enough to where like fat and stuff was coming out. So
that's rough.
I don't know. I've never had to stitch myself up. I'm literally sitting in the back, like spewing, like it's a water fountain coming out of my fucking hand that's red. And I'm just like, dog, you guys are the ones getting hurt. What do I do? Who's helping me? And thank fuck for Hardcore. I mean, right away he's got like, he's
doing the electrical tape.
He's doing my job. No, he did way better than that. We were in the locker room by this point, and he just, I think, wanted me to stop bleeding all over everybody's shit because I'm not a wrestler and they can whoop my ass very easily. So a couple butterfly stitches. He knew the right bandages to get right away, and just got me to stop bleeding right away. And it took fucking a month to heal that. It was on my left hand too, so my non-dominant hand.
I bring up electrical tape because I was told by Hardcore the number one thing you always have on you, and I'm hoping as a great ref that you are, do you always have the electrical tape?
Not only do I always have electrical tape on me, it's pre-pulled, so it's pulled and then folded over. So
ready to go.
It's ready to go, ready to fucking tape somebody up. This last 2 weekends ago, the King of the Kill tournament for RPW and Unsanctioned Pro, I keep referencing, one of the referees didn't have it on him. And I was between matches, so, I mean, I'm around and available, but I was probably having a smoke or getting a sip of a beer or something, just, trying to catch myself. It was an outdoor event, so it was hot as fuck, just trying to cool off. And all of a sudden I hear... I just see Alex Colon out of the corner of my eye backstage be like, here's the tape. And I'm like, I don't know. I just went into work mode and I'm like, oh shit, who needs tape? What's it for? And they're like, oh, Schlack got cut. So instantly I'm like, all right, well, I'll take the tape anyways. But I was working, so I had electrical tape, and I always have 2 12x12 microfiber cloths in my back pocket. So if you ever see like a bright something on my butt, that's just my microfiber cloths that if I need to get there fast. Towels are never readily available. You always got to search for them at deathmatch shows because guys use them to clean up. They get them all bloody. So I bring my own clean towels, my own tape, and I always have it in my pocket. That referee didn't have it, but I wasn't even mad about it because...
he's learning.
It wasn't as bad. Well, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. The second he got back into Gorilla, he's more tenured than me, and he apologized to me and was like, listen, I always have it. I'm sorry. And I'm just like, I mean, a guy that comes back, owns his mistakes, and is like, I'm going to do better and I'll never forget again. Like,
awesome.
What do I have to be mad about? Like, no, dude, right? I was there. It's a good thing I was. Nothing went seriously wrong. And now nothing will go seriously wrong with you in the future because now you're going to be prepared. So that's all I ask from guys I work with is just like, be prepared. Always communicate with me. No question is too stupid, especially if it pertains to the promoter's vision of the show or taking care of the talent.
Well, listen, man, mad respect to not just you, but to all the referees out there across all the promotions, across all those wrestling brands. You guys do a lot of great work for these wrestlers. You're there for their safety. You're there to make sure that the show is sold to the fans. You're there to help keep the clock going, so to speak. So mad respect to you. And we know now you share in their pain during these death matches. So props, man.
Yeah. Every once in a while I do. And every once in a while they get to knock my fucking head off too. So,
take a little bump.
Oh yeah, they get theirs. And I'm like, hey man, if you need to take out your frustration on something I did in the past, you don't need to hold back. I'm trained. I can take a lick. I told, and it was actually my first time working with Alex Colon, and I think it might have been a mistake, but I was like, hey, you don't need to hold back on me. I'm not fragile. You're not going to break my jaw or anything. And he didn't hold back, and it was nothing bruised, but I definitely felt a little swell the next morning, and I'm like, I felt my cheek, and I'm like, that's a job well done.
You gotta walk that one off.
Oh man, but it was honestly an honor to take that left hook from him. I still think he's the best in the world today doing deathmatch wrestling. So
keep your eyes on Alex Colon.
Yeah, like he's starting a new chapter in his career, and he's fucking wrestling for himself. And I love when vets get that. No, it's my time. I'm doing this because I want to do it, and I'm going to do it on my terms type of shit. Just mad respect to him for that.
Hell yeah. Dude, I really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you so much for just sharing your journey and your experience. Thank you for giving us a little peek behind the curtain, so to speak. I want to get into some questions now with you. I want to just ask you a little bit about, the ups and downs of your career.
Absolutely.
And, my first question for you is, what has been the biggest challenge you had to overcome? And maybe you're still working on it.
So I'm going to go through one that I have overcome, I believe, and one that I'm still working on. Just getting into the business and losing, a couple friendships of 10 plus years with my trainer and getting kicked out of my school, burning that bridge completely. I really can't even work in Buffalo anymore because of it. I mean, we can't do deathmatch wrestling in New York State anyways, so I would really just be using those promotions in Buffalo as like my gym reps to stay in shape. But I mean, just like overcoming that and all that negativity and all that, no, you need to do things this way and this is how it's got to be. And me just making the decision myself. And like, I was terrified too. I think about things a lot on these long drives to and from shows. I reflect on everything I've done, everything I've said, what I'd like to do better next show, maybe lessen up on something else here or there for the next show. But, within reflecting on that, I've definitely overcome just that whole schooling and trying to have my career be controlled. And like, I do believe that you should go to school. I do believe that you should work as hard as you possibly fucking can. And it should be the hardest thing in your life to go through wrestling school. All that stuff I agreed with. I agreed with going through the motions. But the fact that I was unhappy and I just didn't see myself with this school and these trainers being a positive thing going forward. So I just decided to say my piece on it, give them my complete, unfiltered, honest thoughts, and completely blow that bridge up and, just not look back and walk away from it knowing that I know I came out of that a better person, with a little more knowledge on my head of what to and, a lot of what not to do going forward. And, I've dwelled on that enough, but, that was really fucking hard because two of those trainers were my friends. I really loved going to training. I loved having a place where I could just scrum it up with a couple of dudes in the ring and sweat and get a workout going. But, for what I felt was my own better interest, I just had to say, fuck it. This is fucked. You guys are fucked. I'm going to find a different way because I'm not comfortable here. And I overcame that. I took my bookings. I did my work. I swept my floors. I mopped my floors. Everywhere I've gone, I've had like a, real quick tryout match. And every place has called me back to work again so far. And that to me shows me that I have overcome that and I'm doing something right. Even though I know I do a lot of things wrong in this business, sticking to my guns and kind of just being 100 all the time,
Right.
just being nobody's got shit they can throw in my face that'll offend me or make me think less of my career or myself, because I already know that shit. Like, I already look at it, reflect from it, and try to learn from it. So, like, people can't take my mistakes and throw them at me in a negative light, because I love my mistakes. I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be who I am without them. I wouldn't have learned so much without them. And it's just like, I don't love fucking up, but, you know, the more you distance yourself and try to take it in stride and take it the right way and use it constructively in your life rather than get beat down by it. You know, that thought process has just really kind of brought me to be a lot happier in the entertainment business and be able to balance it at home as well, with that same mindset being at home and same work ethic.
Yeah, I can see that a huge challenge, would be making those mistakes, owning those mistakes, accepting that there's going to be a change, even at the cost of friendships, at the cost of professional relationships. But like you said, humbling yourself to the point of learning from that and growing from that.
Yeah,
That's a huge challenge, because it's very hard for people to change.
exactly. And like, even now, it's like, who the fuck knows? Was I wrong? Was I right? It's like, I don't know. The rest of my life will tell. But as of right now, as it stands, as it pertains to that, I think I was right. And I'm really proud of my decisions I made back then, even though, you know, it's never my intention to hurt somebody or anything or start a rift or anything. But
these things happen.
Yeah, things happen. Sometimes feelings get hurt and you just got to walk away from certain situations and just know that even though some negative shit had happened, that I can walk away from it and be proud of myself and the way I acted.
Right. And look, you stated it yourself. You're coming out of your rookie year, so to speak, as a referee, as in the wrestling world in general. So who's to say over time, within the next 5 to 10 years, you might get to shake hands with these guys again,
Exactly.
break bread. And that's fine.
I hope it gets to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, as a referee, you stated earlier, especially in the world of wrestling and really within the world of death matches, so many things happen that you have to plan and prepare and anticipate. But what is something unexpected you had to face? And, I want to know, maybe it's something that you learned in the moment. What is something unexpected that just completely caught you off guard and you had to learn right then and there how to deal with it?
So I think this comes from an experience of just always being a hands-on manual labor type of employment that I've had my whole life since I was essentially 12. And it's just like, it's dangerous shit. Shit happens all the time. You always just got to be ready to make some decisions on the fly and, like, I don't know, in the moment. So one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me was JJ Escobar in a triple threat match with Lucky 13 and Kit Osborne. Jumped off the balcony, seated in a lawn chair, through 2 tables at the Hart Ballroom, and broke his back in a match I was refereeing.
Ooh, that's intense.
So I'll just take you through that whole situation for me, in a couple minutes, I hope. But
as long as you're okay and able to discuss this.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, everything's out on film, so like you can see it all. If you get the show, I don't remember exactly which, the Broken, Beaten, and Scarred, I think it was, which is an appropriate name for that show. So what happens is every time somebody does a big anything in the wrestling ring, you give them the Iggy. So you go to their hand, you squeeze it twice, and if they squeeze back twice, they're good. That's the silent that the match is going to go on. I don't have to get in their ear and ask them and make it obvious. But so after he took that fall, I went in, slid right in for the Iggy, and you can even see me on the video just kind of continue to go because he squeezed my hand, but it was only one tight squeeze. And so I immediately went back and I was like, because I knew something was wrong. You don't just hold on if something's not wrong. You give me the Iggy, you let go, and you let me fucking do the rest of my job, and you do the rest of yours. So all of a sudden, I see him going to take his mask off, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this isn't good. He's a masked wrestler. Why would he take his fucking mask off in front of the whole crowd? So the second I saw him reach for his mask, I'm like, you good? You good? And he goes, I'm hurt. And I go, And he starts to sit up while he's taking his mask off. And I go, okay, well, what's hurt? And he goes, my back. So I immediately push him down. So he's flat on the ground because he was on the ground. And I'm like, all right, stay flat here. And the thing is, there's still a match going on. And we had planned for, this to possibly happen. So we had a backup finish to the match. So basically, I got to, throw up my axes. I'm right in front of the curtain, which is awesome. So I don't even think I had to fucking get him all the way up before I saw a ref. And I just go, get over here. And I just go, keep him down, flat on the ground, find a medical professional, nurse, RN, whatever. Stay with him until you find that. And so, because I got to go back in the ring and count the finish.
Yeah.
So
that's
the
intense,
second
man.
I get back in the ring, I notice, all right, there's the finishing move. I don't remember, some kind of DDT or something. Finishing move happens. Lucky goes over Kid Osborne. JJ Escobar was supposed to win, but his back is fucking broken on the ground. So, in those situations, all you can just do is the best you can. Like, try to make them as comfortable as possible. Try to make smart decisions. Get the right people around them that need to be there. As soon as the match was over, I went back over to him. The other referee's still there. We had found an RN that's sitting there taking care of him. And throughout this chaos, because of the injury, there was supposed to be a women's match right after that I wasn't refereeing. So I'm like, cool, I can stay with him. I can get this fucking going. But because there was a snafu with the card, I just hear Rob Black scream, hey, who's got Body and Joe? Because the Body and Big F and Joe was going to be the match after the women's match. They flopped them, and that match is next. That's my fucking match. I don't even know the finish to this match. I haven't talked to either guy about what's going on about this match.
I'm sure you're running high on adrenaline.
I don't know what I was. Yeah, I was running high on something that I didn't put in my body. But it was... I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I got this guy with a broken back I'm taking care of. I got to run back out there and do this match that I don't know what's going on. I know none of the spots. I don't know who's going over. I assume it's not Body because he doesn't really go over. So, yeah.
Should I edit that?
No. I love Body. Body's a dude. He stresses me out in the ring just because he loves going crazy. And I'm
That's
a referee
awesome.
that loves things very safe. So, and in this specific match, I'm sure you've heard about it. This will probably either get people to buy or not buy the show, where he got a syringe through his member, we'll say.
This is the ball set. Oh, wait, is that there was a video clip of that.
Yeah, I refereed that match. I didn't know that.
They blurred it out.
Yeah, I didn't know that spot was coming.
They pulled it out and showed, fucking sick
So, and
bastard.
the reason I didn't know that spot was coming was because JJ broke his back in the first match, and there was supposed to be a match in between, and that's when I was going to get the finish, but then...
talk about a way to distract the crowd.
I know, right? Like, the thing is that literally... Good for Body, because taking a really stressful, shitty situation, and I was still stressed about it, and I was kind of pissed off at Body not telling me about that spot specifically, because that would have taken him, just so you know, we're going to do this. Like, it would have taken him 2 seconds to just giving me a heads up. I rib on him all the time for it.
Did you have to give him the Iggy?
Absolutely not. I stay away from Mr. Body in the ring. Until I know it's completely safe to go back in the ring.
It sounds like it wasn't just one unexpected thing happened that night. You had 2 unexpected things.
That whole show is like, I call that just my coming out party to be a real deathmatch referee, being thrown out to the wolves. The other, I think I had the other 2 refs with me, or the other 1 ref with me. I don't know. They were fine and serviceable, but it's just like... I felt like I didn't have much help, and fucking everything was falling on my shoulders, and everything was going not wrong, but not the way I had intended. But it was like such a learning experience.
And clearly you showed up and you showed out, and that's great. And they have you coming back now. They love it.
Yeah, and I got to see JJ after that when I worked with POR. He wasn't wrestling yet because it was only a couple months. It was like...
But he's recovered now?
It was like 8 weeks post back surgery when I saw him, and I couldn't even tell he had back surgery. Like, no cane, nothing, just fucking... I think the video after I saw him, he like set his usual fucking bench record. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, take it easy. These guys are all trying to have me fucking have a heart attack every time I see their videos after surgery. But
And you want it to be a professional wrestler.
yeah, no, but there's a reason why I was like, yeah, because I would be doing that. Somebody would come up to me and be like, hey, we got a spot off the balcony. You want to do it? And I'd be like, fuck it, sure. They're going to catch me, right? Like, that's just how I roll. And so I completely understand these guys and, how they feel in their tunnel vision and everything. But yeah, that was a really, really adrenaline filled night. Wow. That night, it was so much fun though. That's the thing is I look back on it now and I'm like, very stressful, but in the wrestling business, if your promoter has a show must go on attitude, I have to have that attitude too because I'm part of that show. It must go on. I've got many more wrestlers to tend to in their matches after that one. Yeah. That was the first
while
match
also
I did.
Doing everything as safely as possible, making sure that the injured party is taken care of and continuing the show. I love that, man. Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah, shout out to Tarzan Duran too, because he helped me a lot in that situation too. He's nice. Always there in XPW when I need him. He's always there.
Oh, Tarzan's gaining new fans by the minute. I'm already a fan. That guy is great.
You have no idea how happy I was to be able to watch him because I didn't do the match. I didn't want to do the match because I actually wanted to watch my homie Tarzan make his XPW debut in not in the tournament or Theater of Brutality, but in an XPW ring at the Heart Ball.
In the ring.
Yeah, and my wife was there, and I had, he's definitely one of the people I talk about all the time, so she's probably heard me talk nonstop about him, so I'm like, here's the dude, let's watch this together. And the dude showed up, he's fucking getting chants everywhere, and even at the end of the match, when it was his turn to take his beating, he took it like a champ, sold everything great, even took care of a little shoot problem that happened, but... yeah, so proud of that dude. I love working with him. He's down,
professional.
He's down for anything to help me tighten ropes to fucking, just making sure I'm even good. Like he's just an ultimate professional. I love seeing him in a locker room. Even if I'm not working a show, if he asked me to referee his match, I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's get in on this. Let's do it again.
That's right. Go buy his merch. Support Tarzan.
Yeah, dude. Support
JJ too. Go out there. Support these guys.
JJ, yeah, they're hard working. He's just getting back slowly right now, but I think he's back full-time wrestling very soon or now when this episode comes out. I think he told me originally October. So yeah, he should be in a fucking ring, taking bumps very soon, or if he hasn't already.
All right. Well, listen, again, this is a crazy world that you work in, that you live in. It's wild. But I want to know from you, what's a hard reality you've had to deal with and accept? It's something discouraging that you pushed through, or maybe even you resolved it. But, sometimes there are things that they're just a matter of fact. There's no changing it. There's nothing that can be done about it. You just have to embrace it.
Yeah. So, and this will even delve into one of your questions you asked before, something that I've overcome or I'm trying to overcome. And it's really, I love my shoot life. And sorry, if you don't understand the wrestling lingo.
Not everyone's a mark like me. Please explain.
Shoot life, and when I say shoot, that means real. Like when I say shoot job, that means my job at the factory. When I say shoot life, that means me at my house with my animals and my wife. So,
and a work is part of the show. A work is fake.
Yeah. Anytime I say work,
it's a gimmick. Well, not fake. I don't like saying fake. It's a gimmick.
Predetermined. Yeah, gimmick. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. People boil it down to however they see it. If you want to say fake and it's easier to explain it that way, whatever. Get in the fucking ring and see how fake it really is.
Exactly.
But, yeah. So just trying to keep both sides of my life balanced. And it took me a long time to realize this, but spreading my work that's completely coded in love for professional wrestling, the work I love doing for the business, and taking that same work mentality, but not the life, and bringing only the work mentality home, and kind of just being like, well, I need to put the same amount of care and work that I do into setting up a ring and my referee work, and how I'm extremely empathetic in working with these wrestlers and everything, and try to let them know or convince them, like, you're going to be as safe as you possibly can in there with me. You're going to, I love you, dude. Like this, we're going to get through this. Let's at least have some semblance of trust, just so, I get you in there, and get you to your next booking and safely home to your family. And really taking that and bringing it home and into, especially my relationship with my wife, and taking care of her needs and our relationship, and just making sure that, I'm giving that same care into my relationship. I'm doing that same work on myself, because who has to deal with me most of the time? My wife. So if I'm not good, then she's got to fucking deal with it. And then we're not good because I'm not good. And just really trying to keep that balance and, kind of come back into real life, just understanding that, get rid of the big head and, going into these events and seeing all my friends and feeling all the love, and just trying to come down from that and have that same love for my shoot life at home, and being here to take care of my dogs and cats and my house and my family and my extended family. And like, I have stuff outside that was going on. Like, I've been taking care of my grandfather who's terminally ill, and, my mother and sister have had a rift and, butt heads. So I'm the middleman in that shit too. And just trying to balance it and trying to find my true happiness and my true comfortability in deathmatch wrestling and at home, and keeping them the same but different, but just trying to find, I'm just obsessed with being happy and comfortable at this point in my life. And I'm ready to put work in on myself in order to do it, whether that means going back to therapy, readjusting medications, getting back in the gym regularly has been a fucking huge struggle for me lately. Because it seems like once I work on one thing, another thing suffers. But just trying to get like diet, exercise, work life, shoot life in order, where I want it, to where the people around me are happy and comfortable, and I am happy and comfortable. And moving forward, I have things to look forward to that will make me feel happy and comfortable, if that makes sense.
No, I love that. I mean, a hard reality is accepting and embracing reality. And of course, mental health is extremely important. Not just your physical health, but your mental health, especially with your life, with your wife, with your, your family and your friends. You got to take care of that.
Yeah.
And that's incredible that you're focusing on that, and that you're willing to embrace the harshness of like, yes, these are things I have to work with, and that you're putting in the work. In a way, with your mental health, you are a professional wrestler. You're putting in the work.
Yeah.
You're putting in the time. You're putting in the effort, and you're striving to be better, to do better. That's fucking incredible, man. You should be very proud of that, and keep fucking doing it. Hell yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
And if you need a little fucking help, just go get Tarzan to wrangle your ass.
I know, man, right? That's all I fucking need is Tarzan, man. He even, did you see him even save my ass from an unruly fan and wrestler that one show when Kid Osborne?
No, I missed that show. I need to go and watch it now.
Yeah, Tarzan straight up got the guy in a chokehold and like threw him across the crowd and shit. It was a great time. Awesome. I love that man, dude. He's got
with Tarzan.
He has got my back, and for what it's worth, he doesn't need it, but I got his in whatever way I could fucking find my way to be useful. But yeah, dude. Right? Yeah, I don't know. It's really all about just finding that balance, and it's such a cool challenge to have because it seems almost impossible, and I'm just fucking up for it, and to work hard, and like, I work my fucking ass off at these wrestling shows, especially with RPW. Like, I start working from the minute I open my door and step foot on the venue until the minute the last dusty floor is mopped up. So
yeah, you're focused, you're driven, and you're determined. Get it fucking done. I love it.
Yeah.
Man. It's
and
great.
like the whole crew is like that in Ruthless Pro Wrestling. And, to go back to what I said before, that's why I think like just from the attitudes we have and how we all just kind of view ourselves as equal, and we're all just going to fucking work until we can't work anymore. It's just a great crew to be a part of, and great people with the same goal in mind. And when one falls, you got 5 other people picking you up.
And look, Ruthless is growing, man. You guys are getting up there. You have an ever-growing presence of fans. Like, it's getting bigger and bigger. I know the last couple of shows I've watched, I feel like, and it could just be that the venues are bigger, but I feel like I've seen more people, more crowded venues for you guys. That's awesome.
It's and that's the thing, is we're getting enough to even get very nice venues, very historic venues. I was very proud to be able to stand in the middle of a ring at the Berwyn Eagles Club in Chicago, because that is a very historic wrestling building, and it was one of those things that I was
to book a good venue in Chicago, the home of, in my humble opinion, the real home of professional wrestling. It's the home of professional wrestling fans.
Yes,
the biggest
absolutely.
the biggest fans in the fucking country, possibly in the world. They all come from Chicago.
The Midwest,
if not Chicago,
wrestling.
definitely Philly. If not Chicago, definitely Philly.
yeah, those are Philly. I'm close enough to there when I go to Newark too, that like New Jersey has a huge deathmatch following because it's very legal there. So every time I go there, I'm just seeing the same friends and, you know, the same faces, hugging the same people. And like, you know, if I can make a new friend out there or anywhere, like they're always welcome. Just the vibes at these wrestling shows, especially, I'll put over RPW for that, is just the only way I can describe the vibe is just like fucking almost immaculate. It's just all filled with love. Like, there's no bullshit at any of these fucking shows, not in the crowd. And that's from years of hard work from the promoter, Chris, just getting this to where he wanted it to, just putting it out to the people that he wanted to attend to it. Like, it's not on accident this has been happening. Like, Chris is a great mind in wrestling, and I'll put him over all the time. Like,
major props to Chris.
He's done more than he can imagine, and I'm sure he knows. But for my career, he's, because I don't have SPO, Chris is a fucking solid stand-in for him, you know, because you know, SPO worked for him too, and Chris loved SPO as everybody else did. So yeah, I feel like, you know, maybe he's trying to groom me to be that way. Who cares? He's giving me great advice, and I've never heard a bad word spoken about SPO. So even if I end up being an exact copy of him and people fucking rib on me for that, like, I don't know. I never hear a bad thing about that, dude. So I'm just like, that's the best compliment I could ever get. I've gotten it one time, and I don't deserve it yet. I know that. I'm extremely thankful I got it. But yeah, just, you know, I'm just trying to be serviceable in SPO's footsteps here in RPW, and just trying to give the fans this vibe that RPW is, you know, seeping out into the crowd. You know, just try to follow in that and try to be part of it, and try to be I just want to be a really positive part of deathmatch wrestling, because there's so many fucking marks just complaining about everything all the time.
Hey, wait, as one mark to another, do not fucking call those assholes marks. They're unworthy of that, because a real mark, we love everything regardless.
Yeah. I'm talking about the assholes. So like,
that's right. Yeah, they're just straight up assholes.
They're just always complaining.
Fucking gatekeepers.
Like, if I hear another motherfucker say something about Tommy Vendetta in a tournament wrestling 3 fucking death matches, which I had the front row seat for all 3 of those fucking death matches. I saw all that fuckery I had taken. My heart left my chest about 5 or 6 times during those 3 matches collectively. If I hear one more motherfucker bitch about him wearing a shirt and like elbow pads and having a little bit of protection on him while wrestling 3 fucking death matches in a tournament, meet me in the ring, dude. Like, absolute horseshit. That guy fucking went into a fucking barbed wire trampoline. He got fucking like power bombed and pile driven into TVs with glass and dry ice, like huge 32 bundles, like Tokyo Towers. He fought with Remington Roar.
I don't think people realize dry ice causes burns. Yeah. Like, that shit does not fuck around.
Yeah, I told our promoter, I said, no dry ice. I tried as hard as I can to like not have the dry ice. I was like, I'm scared of dry ice. Every time I've been around it, I've gotten burned, because you just don't think about it. I'm not around dry ice. I'm not thinking, oh, I should have gloves. Well, ow, fuck. No, like, But he wouldn't. Thank God he didn't listen to me, because it was a great spot for both Joel Bateman and Tommy. It went off as well as it could have. Or Tommy. Yeah. Did I say Tommy?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tommy Vendetta.
Yeah, Tommy Vendetta and Joel Bateman. And, Joel needed a bottle of water. I think he got burnt on his dome piece a little bit. But, got him a bottle of water within 5 or 10 seconds. So everything seemed to go on without a hitch. I think people are just pissed because Tommy wasn't like bloody as fuck after 3 matches or anything like that. And meanwhile,
gotta have more blood.
Meanwhile, the guy who he's wrestling in this fucking main event in the finals is a guy also dressed up in full scrubs. So It's just like, just because he has the contrast of blood on his light blue scrubs and Tommy Vendetta was wearing a black shirt and black pants, you couldn't see the blood. But like, these motherfuckers are complaining. He's wearing an SPO Forever shirt. Like, if you're going to complain about that shit, don't bother buying a ticket to RPW shows. I don't want you around. like if you're going to bitch about somebody representing someone that meant so much to everybody in that locker room for both of those fucking shows, you can just go fuck yourself and lose my number, man.
Well, man, I really love that you're such an open book. Thank you so much for just sharing everything with me today. You know, the emotions, your vulnerability, the stuff that you struggle with, the high praise that you clearly have for not just the wrestlers, but for the promoters, and it seems like for the fans, the real hardcore awesome fans,
and the veteran referees too, man.
The veteran referees, hell yeah!
Like, I'm in my first year still. I'm learning a fucking lot. I have my things I stick to.
I should be interviewing these guys because your shit's already crazy. I can only imagine what they would have to tell
their
me.
Stories. And the thing is, once I'm around one of these dudes, if they're not talking to me, I'm trying to get them talking to me. And if they are, my mouth is fucking shut. It's just like, I'm still learning. I got like a crazy crash course and not really great training from my school. I was thrown to the wolves, as we've explained, of me just being the guy that was at XPW the most, and unfortunately being the guy after SPO had left us in RPW, just like by process of elimination. It's been a wild ride, and I've really had to learn a fucking lot on the fly. Like, it has been just like learning on the go and just taking every opportunity as it comes, just like gracefully and gleefully as possible, and just trying to keep that love and empathy in there too.
Hey, going right off of what you just said, man, what has been the most valuable takeaway that you've learned from this experience? What is something that has helped you grow and improve as an artist, as a professional indie wrestling referee?
So right now, as my wife and I were going through it, and I finally was at the point where the light bulb clicked on, and I was like, I got it. And I got in the car with my wife. She was driving to go to a store or something. And I just got in the car, bawling my fucking eyes out. And I'm just like, listen, let me just chat for 10 minutes without you interrupting, get all this off my chest while it's fresh. And a lot of the things I was saying to her in how to, try to make our relationship better, and just, trying to work together into rekindling and just getting back to where we were at our happiest. It was a lot of things that I could say, and I know my wife was so sick of hearing it, but I learned from the wrestling business, like the things I was spitting out to her, and I was just like, I need to pay more attention to this and notice this. And I'm just like, I learned a lot of that from this business and from refereeing and just dealing with all different types of people from around the entire world. I don't know, just really, I love my work ethic. And I think it's one of the things I'm usually complimented on the most, especially, when people get to see it and get to see me at work, whatever I'm doing. So it's just like, well, duh, dummy, take that fucking thing and throw it into the part of your life where you're not getting complimented, and where you are spiraling a little bit down, and where you are going a little manic. And it literally took me I feel like my wife was trying to have that simple conversation with me for months, and it took me months to get that beaten into my fucking head. And then once I did, and then spit it out to her on that car ride, and she was just agreeing with everything I was saying. I was just like, it was that fucking easy. It was one of those things that it was just well, duh. And it's just helped me so fucking much throughout my life, just thinking of the love I have for the business and these workers and everybody behind the curtain and people that have really gone out of their way to help me in my career. And there have been maybe a core group of 10 people that have just been absolutely amazing, who I probably owe my entire career to. Number one, first and foremost, my wife. But yeah, there's, it's just like that was the biggest fucking thing I learned was, if you're really in love with this and love it that much, and you feel like you're doing well at it and you're succeeding and, you're getting complimented, but then another part of your life isn't getting that, I don't know, maybe try some of the shit you're trying over here or over there.
I mean, not to sound too cheesy, but dude, I find it absolutely adorable that your most valuable takeaway is from this career that you've established with wrestling is rekindling and working on and improving your relationship with your wife, with your home life, with your friends. Like, you've taken everything from this world that you really love and you've gotten heavy into, and it's helped you be a better person outside of that business.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And props to your wife. She sounds like such a badass.
Oh, dude, she's the greatest person in the world. Without her, I'd be dead 40 times over. And I've known that my whole life. Yeah. It's just like, she's just like held my hand for the last 17 fucking years. And it's like, I don't know, I kind of want that until I'm dead. So what the fuck am I going to do to make sure that happens?
Well, Mike, man, I just want to know, what's your drive? What motivates you to keep doing this?
It's just love. Like, it's as simple
Plain
as
and
that.
simple. I love it.
I just love what I do. Just figuring out that the things I love the most and mean the most to me, you just have to fucking, if you love it that much, the work's just gonna like happen. I don't know. It just happens. Like, if I love it that much and I really want to get better at it and learn more from it, I got to work harder at it. And the thing is, working harder also comes with a lot of mistakes too. And every time you fall flat on your face, just trying to empathize with them and learn from them instead of being like, oh shit, I fucked up, I suck. I deal with self-image a lot too, issues and like imposter syndrome. And I really get into that negative headspace, and it fucks me up and spirals me quite a bit. And like, I just know how it is, and I hate feeling like that, and I don't want to feel like that. So the drive, man, it's just love. It's, it's the same drive I have to, like, work hard enough so I can buy all these awesome movies behind me and watch them all. It's the same drive I have to do something a little extra, to have a little money aside, to have a wonderful slasher drive-in weekend with my wife this weekend. It's,
that's amazing.
Like,
hell yeah.
Everything I've ever gotten in life that I've loved takes so much work. And so you have to work at the things you love, and, they will reward you back. I just have a strong feeling in that like, do good and good will come unto you type of shit. And I don't know, just being honest and legit. Like, there's nothing anybody can throw at me that I have done, past or present, that's going to make me think, oh yeah, I am a piece of shit or something. No, it's going to make me be like, yeah, that is what I am and made me who I am today. So
you embrace yourself fully. I love that.
Yeah. For better and worse. For better and worse, always. I got no reason.
And your wife has taken you for better or for worse.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's love right there.
Yeah, and the thing is that, she's my best friend too. I can tell her everything about the wrestling business. Like, I don't have anybody else in the world that I tell everything to like her. So it's just like, well, duh, why wouldn't I put the most fucking work in my life into that?
Hell yeah. All right, dude, I just want to ask you one last thing here. And it's really, I just want a statement from you. Is there any advice or something that you would like to say to anyone out there looking to do what you do? And even if they don't want to be a referee, let's say they want to get into the world of wrestling, they want to be a wrestler, or like Chris, they want to be an amazing, talented promoter. What's some advice you can drop for them?
Well, first of all, the first advice is work hard enough that RPW notices you, Ruthless Pro Wrestling, because we are the future of deathmatch wrestling and every kind of indie wrestling in between. We have a great crew. And if you have that love and your love transfers into work and you work hard, and, that doesn't mean you just sit there and take shit from everybody like I have done. I've broken bridges by, standing my ground, and I'm way happier now for doing so. So big advice, if you're not happy and comfortable, move on. Don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to speak your mind and just really be yourself at all times, for better and worse. Because if you're not, and you're just fake as fuck, and you're not doing this for the right reasons, the bigger you get, the more it's going to show. And yeah, advice, just do it with love and empathy, and make sure you're happy and comfortable. And if you're not, change something. Find a part of your life where you are happy and comfortable. What am I doing over there that I'm not doing over here? Try that. And there's no shame in, if it's not for you, fucking quit. Like a lot of people don't say that enough. Don't fuck your life up for a spot in the entertainment business, because like people say, we'll chew you up and eat you alive if you're not right for it. So if you don't have that love and that drive to work as hard as you've ever worked on mostly anything in your life, there's no shame in just quitting and trying something else.
Absolutely. Hey, and you know what? I like that, there's always this trend around the advice column where everyone, for the most part, says the same thing, maybe differently, but they always say, just do it. And I like that you've added, just do it with love.
Yeah, always. Because if you truly love it, I don't know. I just feel like when I throw my all into everything and I truly love it, good things happen. Bad things can happen incidentally or from forces out of your control. But you just got to stand your ground, work even harder to maybe fix that part or whatever. And, just be on your merry way. All of it just translates into, whether you're even supposed to be there or not in the first place. And if you feel like you're not supposed to be there, there's no shame in finding something else artistic to do. I've been through a million things artistically. I'm 34 years old now, and I just started this 2 years ago. I did a billion artistic things in my 20s that I, do as a hobby or no longer do anymore, and until I found this. So there's no shame in starting wrestling at 32 years old. You don't have to be a young 20-year-old in the best shape of your life. I was out of shape like crazy.
Diamond Dallas Page was 34.
Yeah, exactly. 34, getting in the ring, taking bumps, doing it in his rookie year. So you can do it as long as you have, the right wherewithal and you know how to do things at your pace in the right way. I didn't even have a gym membership when I stepped foot in the ring for the first time, just to see if I could survive day one of training, to see if I wanted to do it anymore. And then once I did, then I fucking got obsessed with going to the gym and doing all that. But yeah, just do it. Just try it. If it's not for you, no shame in walking away. If it is for you, figure out your fucking life, make yourself happy, and put in the work, and everything will just seemingly fall in place, barring things outside of your control.
Excellent. Look, man, I know that you've been talking this whole time. It's why I love doing the show. It's a show for you, for the independent artists out there. And you've shared a lot of love and a lot of respect for all the people that you work with. Please do me a favor. Promote yourself, put yourself out there, please. Where can people find you? How can they follow along for some of these amazing events? Where can we find Ruthless Pro Wrestling? Where can we find XPW? Plug that shit, man.
All right. So Ruthless Pro Wrestling, I just want to, at the end of this show, Piss Jug Mike and SPO were just such a huge part of the Midwest deathmatch wrestling scene. And I just want to shout them out one more time, just because I love and miss them so dearly. The only thing that makes me mad in this business truly right now is that I didn't get the chance to learn from SPO and spend more time with him. And same with Piss Jug Mike. He was always my corner I'd look to in the crowd, where I'm just like, as a referee, I'm like, if I sweep a little glass over here and it accidentally hits him in the shin or lands in his lap or something, he's not going to be an asshole that's going to be pissed at me. So, I like
a real fan,
real fucking fan, just a real great dude. Chris had a really long relationship for him before RPW and everything. I always feel for those dudes, and just shout out to Chris and Ethan and Mikey and Bobo and Peapod. The RPW crew is the coolest fucking crew I've ever been a part of.
And apparently some of the greatest nicknames I've ever heard.
There's some, and it's funny, Mikey's even a nickname too. So even though it sounds like a regular name, but yeah, so those dudes are family to me. They're my brothers. I wouldn't be where I am right now without them. And I know they're going to prop me up in the future. And I see my future here at RPW. And you can always find Ruthless Pro Wrestling on Instagram at Ruthless Pro 419. And then you can just go from right there, just go into their bio. They have the link to our tickets. And we also stream all our events live.
That's right.
IWTV. So
Hell yeah.
IWTV, check it out. I think it's the greatest independent wrestling
it's a very
service.
affordable app. It's like, well, it was, I think, like $6 now because it's so popular and they've gotten so much more promotions on there. It's like $10, but it's so worth it. If you're a wrestling fan in general and you want to see more, check out that app, get it. You can catch Ruthless Pro Wrestling there. You can catch Extreme Pro Wrestling, and you can catch many other promoters and brands that Mike himself has worked for.
I think the last time I checked, they had like 275 promotions with libraries of content in there. So like $10 a month for 200, and they're not just like little backyard or little in a shack over here.
Yeah, you catch replays and live events.
Yeah, so anything that they post on there, you can go back and watch it as many times as you want. And a lot of times when they repost it, there's some edits and stuff. So if you do want to watch some crazy shit happen and don't want to risk it getting edited out or anything, watch the live feed when it happens. So that's something to watch for on IWTV. And XPW, I'm there. We are in Newark, New Jersey. It actually might have happened already. By the time
this is we record a little bit in advance. I'm sorry for that.
No worries. So if you came to the show on September 30th, it was great meeting you. I hope you had a blast. I hope I didn't fuck anything up too much, and I hope everybody got home safe after the show. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, but the following show after the September 30th that I hope all the IPA sessioner listeners have had a great time at, and, got some glass in their mouth or something. The next show after that will be November 25th at 8 p.m. at the Hart Ballroom in Newark, New Jersey. And I will be there. Nobody's announced for it yet. Tickets aren't on sale yet. So probably by the time
this airs, they should be on sale.
They will be on sale. And yeah, in November on the 25th, I'll be back in Newark, New Jersey. And then, Ruthless Pro Wrestling as well. And if I pop things up, if I have time or a weekend off or something and I get offered a gig that I want to do, I will have them on, I'm mostly Instagram. It's at Mike Burns Who. And I have a backup that's the same, but ORROR is on the end. So Mike Burns Horror. Because I've gotten my Mike Burns Who like taken away or like, I don't know. They wouldn't let me get into it for about a year or so. I have a backup just in case. And Twitter,
too much amazing
everything.
content.
I'm Mike Burns Who on everything. So just including Cash App. So send me your money.
Yeah, and there are links in the show notes. Everyone, go check it out. Click on those links. Be sure to check out what's the merch shop. What is it again?
So go to streamxpw.com. The merch shop for Ruthless Pro Wrestling, we go through Deathmatch worldwide, where also my friend Hardcore has his merch. You can go there and you can get just about every popular wrestler's merch.
That's right.
The guys down there are, doing the Lord's work for these workers and putting out a lot of cool merch for the biggest wrestlers in the independent deathmatch scene today, including Deathmatch Worldwide's own merch. So you should go on and buy some of that stuff too. But yeah, Ruthless Pro Wrestling, RPW, just look it up everywhere. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. I don't think we got the new stuff. Like we don't got any TikToks or Threads or Snapchat.
Not yet.
But come and check out our show. Like every time we've had a show at RPW, and I'm not saying this just from my opinion, this is what people tell me after the show. Every show, in my opinion, has been bigger than the last, and fans come up to me and tell me that this show is better than the last one. I can't wait for the next one. So I'm not just blowing smoke up people's asses. I really think RPW has a really special thing going on. I'm very proud to work for RPW, and even kind of XPW I wear as a badge of honor because I've shot myself in the foot just because of, their reputation, Mr. Rob Black's reputation. But if people want to judge me just based on a place I've worked at, they can also kind of go fuck themselves because, have a chat with me, find out who I am.
Right.
I'm not who I work for. But
reach out to Mike if you're a promoter and you're listening. Reach out to Mike. He's a damn good ref, and he takes care of your wrestlers and your promotion.
Just try to do my job to the textbook ability as I'm supposed to, and maybe throw in a little flair by wearing pink shoes. If you promoters out there let me do my little stupid gimmick.
I love it, dude. Thank you so much for coming on today. This has been an awesome conversation. Again, I'm just a big fan, so I was probably more excited about this than most people listening, but I hope that we've turned a few ears today. I hope that we've gotten some people in a nice inside look into the world of what happens in professional wrestling and deathmatch wrestling. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your experience. I know you're coming out of your rookie year, but man, you've got so much more to go. And 10 years down the road, when you start getting to that vet territory, you're coming back on. I might even have you come on sooner just because I love talking to you, man. This has been great.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much.
I'm actually very excited to be in a position because so many people have given back to me so much I can't wait to hopefully one day have that veteran position to where I can give back and, share all my stuff and be an open book to the next generation coming up. So, and I appreciate all your kind words. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that's listened. I know, you just hear, wrestling referee. You're just like, oh yeah, they count threes. But it's really cool. I love it. It's a huge part of my life, and it's going to be a huge part of my life for hopefully a very long time.
That's right. Be ruthless about it. Ay.
Absolutely.
To all the listeners out there, I hope you had a great time tuning in. I hope that you found some sort of inspiration for this crazy world of wrestling. If it's something you want to do, be passionate. I hope for people out there that are struggling with mental health, people that have this depression they go through, listen to Mike, listen to his story, his experience, understand that you can overcome these things. You got to put in the work. You got to love yourself, embrace all the good and the bad, become better for it. Thank you so much, listeners. And for everyone else, just keep doing what you do. Stay passionate, stay driven. And until the next time, stay golden. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to rate and review and click that subscribe button for new bi-weekly episodes. As always, the theme music is provided by the Ericka page. Follow us on social media at IPA Sessions Podcast. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now we have a TikTok and YouTube. All information and links are in the show notes. So show some love and support for these amazing indie artists. And if you'd like to come on and share your journey as an independent artist, reach out to me via email at ipasessionspodcast@gmail.com. Till next time, I hope you found some inspirations for practical application and entertainment.